Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most game-changing rumors swirling around the NFC West this season. It's been bubbling under the surface, but now it's gaining serious traction. The Seattle Seahawks are reportedly in the mix for none other than RAVENS Smith, the star linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens. And trust me, this isn't just some idle chatter. This is a rumor that could rewrite the future of the Seahawks, defense, and potentially their entire championship window. So what's the scoop? According to multiple sources, notably Adam Schefter, someone who's usually pretty plugged in, the Ravens are exploring trade options for RAVENS Smith. Now let's be clear, Smith is a bona fide all-pro linebacker, a guy who's been lights out this season. In 2025, he's been dominating on the field with 92 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 2 sacks. He's graded at an impressive 91, 8 overall by PFF, which puts him among the elite at his position. His EPA per snap is 41, which shows how impactful he is when he's on the field. He also excels in run defense with a PFF run defense grade of 92. 5, and he's a tackling machine, with a career total of around 900 tackles and 28 sacks. Not to mention his knack for forcing turnovers, including 3 forced fumbles early this season. Now, you know the Seahawks have been eyeing upgrades on defense all season, especially at linebacker. With the injury to Jordan Brooks, who was having a Pro Bowl caliber year before going down with his ACL tear, the need for a player like Smith becomes even more glaring. RAVENS' ability to fly sideline to sideline and make plays in coverage and in the run game could be exactly what Seattle needs to take their defense to the next level. And let's not forget, Smith is only 26 years old, with plenty of prime years ahead, making him a perfect fit for the Seahawks' long-term plans. But that's where things get really interesting. The Ravens, currently 4-5 as of November 2025, are facing some financial and strategic challenges. They're tight on cap space with about $6 million remaining, and they're trying to free up some room. Baltimore is also in a bit of a crossroads, with their window as a contender still open, but not as clear-cut as it once was. The team's defense has allowed roughly 25 points per game, which is decent but not quite elite, especially in the volatile AFC North. There's a lot of talk about whether they'll be able to sustain a playoff push without their all-pro linebacker, given how much he elevates their defense. This trade, if it happens, would involve a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft heading to Baltimore, which is a pretty reasonable price for a player of Smith's caliber. For the Seahawks, giving up that pick might be seen as a small price to pay for locking down such a disruptive force on defense. The Seahawks, after all, are sitting at an impressive 6-2 record, and they're trending as serious contenders in the NFC. Their defense has been solid, ranked in the top 10 in points allowed per game at around 18, and adding a player like Smith could be the final piece to push them over the top and into the upper echelon of NFL defenses. Now let's take a moment to analyze what Smith could bring to the Seahawks. His ability to generate tackles for loss, with over 18 TFL this season, and his speed in pursuit could be a nightmare for offenses. Seattle's defense has been improved significantly from last year, especially with the addition of players like Shahid, who's provided a boost in the secondary. But they need that extra edge to close out games against tough opponents like the 49ers or Eagles. RAVENS' presence would allow the Seahawks to be more aggressive, especially in third-down situations, and help them create more turnovers, which is always a game-changer. Furthermore, Smith's style of play aligns perfectly with the Seahawks' identity. Pete Carroll loves aggressive, fast, and physical defenders who can fly around the field and make plays. Smith's speed, combined with his instincts, makes him a perfect fit in Seattle's scheme. His ability to deny yards after catch, as shown by his impressive 2 yards YAC denied per reception, means he can shut down quick passes and force offenses into longer drives. Plus, his knack for forcing turnovers, like the 3 forced fumbles earlier this season, can shift momentum in a heartbeat. From a strategic perspective, acquiring Smith could be reminiscent of the Seahawks' past moves that have shaped their identity: aggressive, relentless, and focused on winning now. Think about how they built their Super Bowl-winning teams in the past. Cornerstones like Wagner, Sherman, and Thomas were all about playing with intensity and mental toughness. Smith, with his proven production and leadership qualities, could be the new anchor for that linebacker core, especially as they look to re-establish dominance on defense. But it's not just about what Smith can do on the field. It's also about the message it sends to the rest of the league and to the Seahawks roster. If Seattle pulls off this trade, it signals that they're all in on contending now. It shows they're willing to make bold moves, investing in their defense to chase that elusive Super Bowl ring. The NFC West is becoming more competitive every year, especially with the 49ers and Eagles playing at such a high level. To beat them consistently, the Seahawks need to be aggressive and add more talent to their roster. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on the division. If the Seahawks acquire Roquan Smith, they instantly become a stronger force in the NFC West. The 49ers, who already boast a formidable defense, would face an even tougher challenge trying to contain a Seahawks team that's now fortified with one of the league's best linebackers. The Rams and Cardinals are still rebuilding, but a dominant Seahawks defense could be the difference-maker in close games down the stretch. The division race could tighten even more, and the Seahawks could see themselves as not just playoff contenders but genuine Super Bowl favorites. Of course, there are skeptics who wonder if Baltimore will actually pull the trigger. Some analysts point out that trading away Smith might weaken their already questionable defense, especially since they're trying to keep their contender status alive without their star linebacker. The Ravens' front has also been inconsistent, allowing around 3.9 yards per carry against, which is a concern if they lose their defensive leader. There's also speculation that Baltimore might prefer to hold on to Smith, especially since they're navigating salary cap constraints, with Lamar Jackson's hefty $58 million cap hit this season, and trying to extend their core players. And yet, the Seahawks are in a different position. They're emerging as a legitimate title contender, with a balanced team that's playing cohesive football. Their defense has been a pleasant surprise this year, and the addition of someone like Roquan Smith could elevate them from good to great. Pete Carroll's coaching staff is known for maximizing talent and creating game plans that exploit opponents' weaknesses. With Smith in the fold, they could execute even more complex defensive schemes, disguising coverages and creating mismatches. Looking ahead, the potential acquisition of Roquan Smith isn't just a short-term fix. It's a statement of intent. It's about building a team that's relentless, that's hungry, and that can compete with the best in the league. The Seahawks have already shown they're a team on the rise, fighting their way up the NFC standings, and adding a player of Roquan's caliber could be the finishing touch that puts them over the top. Fans at Lumen Field would absolutely love to see him suiting up in that familiar navy and lime green, making plays and helping the Seahawks chase another Super Bowl appearance. Now, of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens. The NFL trade deadline is always a tense time, full of rumors, speculation, and last-minute deals. But if the Seahawks can pull this off, it would be a major coup. They've already been playing some of their best football this season, and adding Smith would give them even more confidence heading into the final stretch of the season and the playoffs. The NFC is wide open, and with a defense that's now bolstered with one of the best linebackers in the league, the Seahawks could be poised to make a deep postseason run. In this era where every game counts, and the margin between victory and defeat is razor-thin, having that extra playmaker in the middle of the field is invaluable. Roquan Smith could be the piece that finally pushes the Seahawks into that rarefied air, a true Super Bowl contender. Imagine the roar at Lumen Field when he makes that game-changing play, or the momentum swing when he strips the ball and sparks a Seahawks rally. That's the kind of impact that could define the rest of this season and beyond. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing Roquan Smith in Seahawks gear? Do you think this move could be the key to finally breaking through and winning another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Seahawks news and analysis. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our beloved team. Go Hawks!